Hi everyone, my name is Greg, and today I'm going to be walking you through how to make an affiliate marketing website with Wix. Now typically I would recommend WordPress for affiliate marketing, and that's because the SEO or search engine optimization allows you to rank on Google easier. However, this has changed. Wix is now getting really good at search engine optimization, so you can start ranking on the first page of Google with a Wix website. This changes a lot. Now in this tutorial, I'm going to walk you through every single step on screen recording so you can follow along, and by the end of the tutorial, you'll have your own affiliate marketing website. Now the beauty of Wix is you can actually get started completely for free, and then once you decide you want to go forward with the website, you can either keep it free or you can upgrade to a premium plan. I'll walk you through all of this, but by the end of it, you'll be able to connect your own domain name and you'll have a full affiliate marketing website. So without further ado, let's get right in the computer. Alright, so now that we're in the computer, the very first thing we need to do is go to Wix.com. Or if you want to support me, and if this video turns out to really help you, you can use my Wix referral code. It costs you nothing extra, but it helps support me and allows me to make more tutorials like this. So if you want to use that referral code, it's just www.bit.ly/new Wix website, and the Wix is capital. Now if you use this link, it'll be the same as going to Wix.com, except Wix will give me credit down the road. Now I don't get paid to make these videos, so this referral link is what supports future tutorials. So if you want to use that, thank you in advance, and I'm just going to go through as if we were to use this. So once we either come to Wix or we use this link here, we can either just hit start now or get started. Either of them just brings us to the next step. So we'll hit one of these and it'll just ask you to log in. So if you are brand new to Wix, all you have to do is hit sign up, and it's super easy. You basically just put in an email and create a password. If you already have a Wix account, all we have to do is hit log in. And it'll bring us to our Wix dashboard. Now, if you are brand new to Wix, you'll be prompted with no sites here, and it'll be a big button that says create your first site. So that's what we're going to hit. If you already have a Wix account, we're just going to come to the top right and do create a new site. And now from here, it's going to ask what kind of template we want to use. So we're going to go straight for blog, which is in the top right corner. And then it'll ask us if we want to use the WIX ADI, which is artificial intelligence, or if we want to choose a template over here. Now I highly recommend that we choose a template over here because that allows us to customize it. Now if we go with the WIX ADI, we answer a few questions and then it puts together a site how it thinks would be best. Now the issue with that is if you want to start taking things away or changing it, it can turn out to be more difficult than if you were to just start with a template. So just hit choose template over here. Now you can choose from these templates, and this is what's great about Wix is that you can actually choose these templates and easily customize them with drag and drop. You don't need any real tech or computer experience here. With WordPress, it's typically a little bit more difficult and there is a bit of a learning curve because you have to learn how to customize and build that site. With Wix, it is so easy to make a site. Now you can come in here and you can pick what kind of blog template you want to go off of, and my recommendation is to hover over them and make sure they say free, and not something like this that says e-commerce. The e-commerce is going to have an online store on it, so you will have to pay for that monthly. What I recommend is using a free template, and this is actually my favorite one over here, especially for affiliate marketing sites, and I'll explain why as we start to build it. So I would recommend the Traveler blog, but you can scroll through here and you can choose which one you want to use. Now you have two options when you're hovering over here. You can either edit or view. So if we were to view them, it gives you a preview of what it would look like. So if we were to view this one right over here, it'll show you what this site will look like. And remember, you can customize all of this, and that's what we're going to do. So this is the base template that we're going to build off of. And again, if you want to choose a different template, feel free, but this is the one that I highly recommend, and this is the one I'm going to use for this video. So if you decide that you're viewing a template and you don't want to use that one, you can just X out of that tab, and it brings you right back to exactly where we were. So if we are viewing it, and we decide that this is the one that we want to go with, all we have to do is hit edit this site right in the top corner, and that's what we're going to do. And this only takes a second here to load, but it's just putting this template together and throwing us into the editor so we can start to customize it. And remember, this is all completely free to do, so you don't have to pay for any of this. So this is our template right here, and now we can get started customizing it. So moving right along, now we're going to start customizing the site and building it out to the template we need for affiliate marketing. Now what's great about this is once we've made this base template, we can actually duplicate it. So for future affiliate marketing sites down the road, it's as easy as one button to duplicate it, change the topic, and change the articles. So before we do that, we're going to create the affiliate marketing base template here. So I'm just going to go through this step by step and you can follow along with me. So the very first thing we're going to do is click right to the social bar and we're going to hit the backspace or delete. We don't need social here. It's not going to be relevant for our affiliate marketing site. So we'll delete that right off of there. Easy as that. Now the next thing we're going to do is click on this horizontal menu up top. We'll click it once and then we'll go to layout right here. And this little button down here is how are the tabs aligned. We'll put them in the center. And then we'll X out of that. And we'll drag this until it's snapped into the center of the site. Now you'll notice that if the line doesn't go all the way to the top, it's not in the full center of the site. It's aligned to a different element. So make sure that pink line goes all the way to the top just like that, all the way almost up to help. And then we'll make sure that it's snapped in the center the other way as well. And now we have a centered menu on our site. So the next thing we're going to do is come right up to the home and hit the down arrow. Now we have all of our pages on the site, but we really don't need all of these. So I'm going to hit Manage Pages. And then the About page, we're going to hit the 3 lines. And we're actually going to delete this page, and I'll explain why in a minute here. And then Videos, we're going to delete as well. And then just confirm that. And now we're back to our home, and we have 3 pages of blog articles. This is exactly what we want. And our blog page, which is going to be the source of all these articles, is hidden. So we can leave this exactly how it is. So we just have home, travel, eat, and relax. Now we're going to double click on travel, and we're going to change that name to reviews. And then we can hit done. Now eat, we're going to double click there, and we'll change that to top lists. Done. And then relax, we're going to double click, and we'll change that to education. Now I'm going to explain why I'm doing all these, but first we have to create the template for this, just so our site is ready to be built out properly. So this is all done, we've named all of our pages, and we've aligned our menu, so we can just hit X right here. Now at this point, we're actually going to be left on the education page. Since we were working on that last, this is where it's going to drop us into. So as you can see, we're on the education page, no longer the home page. Now this used to be called the relax page. So we're just going to double click the header and change that to education. And then click off of that. We'll change the page again. We'll go to the top lists. We'll do the same here. Double click it, top lists, click off. And again, we're going to do this for reviews. Double click, reviews. Okay, we're off to a great start now. So we're going to come back to the home page. And from here, we're just going to hit save just to keep our progress. So in the top right over here, we can hit save once. And it's going to ask what we want to name the site as of right now. So what I'm going to call it is affiliate marketing. And then we can just hit save and continue. Now no one's going to see this because at the end of this, we're actually going to connect it to our custom domain. So this is just for us to keep track of. So we'll hit save and continue. And then we can watch until we get a check mark up top. And that means that our site is saved. And then it comes up with a pop-up saying that your site was saved. So all I'm going to do is hit do not show this again and hit done right here. Because when we save it in the future, it'll give us a check mark right in the corner. So we don't need the pop-up to tell us a second time that it saved successfully. So it's really good practice to get in the habit of saving whenever you do some big changes. Now autosave is turned on, so it should save every couple minutes, but sometimes you'll lose internet connection or your computer will crash, and if you've been doing a lot of changes and not saving, none of that will be saved and you have to do it over again. So just get in the habit of saving it as often as you can remember. Alright, so moving right down the home page, we're going to leave this as is for now, and then we're going to change these 3 buttons. So remember they used to be called travel, eat, and relax? Well, now they're called reviews, top lists, and education. So I'm just going to click on the button once and then do change text, and this one's going to be called reviews, and you can double check because it says it links to reviews, so just make sure that these two say the same thing. Okay, we can close out of that. We'll click this one, change text, and we'll change this to top lists, X, and then the same down here, education. And then we can X out of there. Now when people click on these, it'll actually bring them to those pages. All right, scrolling right down here, we're just going to click on this strip right here, and we're actually going to delete this. We don't need this, so I'm just going to hit backspace. So just click on the background once. It'll highlight the strip, and you can hit backspace or delete, and it'll get rid of it. Now what I'm going to do to make up for this space right here is I'm actually going to hit this zoom out, and then it allows us to drag this up here. And then just drag this all the way up as high as it goes, and it should max out about there because it's hitting the bottom of this element. So that's perfect. We can just X back out here, and it'll bring us back to our site. So now we're going to scroll all the way to the bottom here, and it'll scroll past some of the blog posts that we're going to make. And now we have this footer here to customize. So this is actually an Instagram feed, and again, we don't have that, so I'm just going to click on this so it selects, make sure that it's selecting only the Instagram feed, and hit backspace or delete. And then I'm going to do the same with this because we don't need this. We're not connecting Facebook, Instagram, Pinterest, so I'm going to delete that as well. And then this is the About section. So remember we deleted the whole page that was About Me? It's because we don't need all of that. It's going to be on the footer of all of our pages. It gives credibility, people can relate, and it allows there to be a little bit more trust on the site. So the first thing we're going to do is actually click on this text right here and do Edit Text. And just click off of it, select this Read More, and just delete that because that Read More was linking to the full About Me page that we don't have anymore. So for now, that's good. We can X back out of here and just click on this background and actually select all of this. So just click over here and drag and cover everything that's down here. Now, once we've done that, we can scroll up a little bit and we want to drag all of these elements up to the top and make sure that they're snapped in the center. And somewhere around here will work. If you're too far up, it's going to kind of cut it off. So make sure you're not too far up. Just about right here is where I would put that. And then we'll just let go. And if you remember before, we don't have any social, so we can backspace or delete that as well. And then we can leave that as is. So now we scroll to the bottom, click down here, and it'll give us this stretch. So now we can make this footer smaller. So I'm just going to stretch it all the way to here. And then I'm going to select this element and hold shift and select this arrow back up to the top. Select both of those and then just hit the up key a couple times just to bring that so it's not completely at the bottom of the page. So now if we hit preview, now you can see our footer looks nice and clean. This will be at the bottom of every page, so no matter where we are, people will be able to see this, be able to relate. And what I love is they can actually join a mailing list. So right here, they can input their email. Wix keeps track of that, so now you can start emailing these people as they opt in. So you don't have to add anything extra. It's already put on this template completely for free. So we'll come back to editor. And we really don't need this quick button here. It's live chat with a couple other options. So I'm just going to click on that once and hit delete. And we'll get rid of that because we don't need to mess with that. We don't need live chat or anything on our affiliate site. So that's good to go. We're going to hit save just to keep track of our progress. And we'll get that check mark saying everything was saved. All right, so our base template is built. It's ready to go. Now we don't know what niche we're going to be using this for, so we don't know what we're going to be putting in for the About Us section and what we're going to be tailoring this site towards, but this is the base template that we're going to use for all of our affiliate marketing sites going forward. So remember I said you could duplicate this easily? Well, this is the time to do it. So we'll just come right up to site, and then we'll hit duplicate site, and it'll create a second one back in our dashboard. So whenever we log back into our Wix and we're ready to build another affiliate marketing site, we can just make a duplicate of this template. So I'm going to call this affiliate marketing template. And then whenever we come in and we make a new one, we'll just duplicate this site and start building off of there. Super easy, and that's a big perk of using Wix. So we'll just hit duplicate. And then when we go to My Sites, or whenever you log into Wix, you'll have this template right here, and all you'll have to do is duplicate site and then start building off of that new one. This will be the template that you don't change, but you just duplicate off of, and then you can create all of your future sites off of this template. So with that being said, I'm just going to X back out of here and come back to our editor here. So the template's ready to be customized. Now it's time to find out what niche we want to go into. So to really be successful in affiliate marketing, you need a combination of 3 important things. The first one is a good website. We just built that and we have the template so we can duplicate it and have good sites going forward. The second is a good niche. It would be nice to be able to just make a site about whatever we want, rank on Google, get traffic, and be successful. But it really doesn't work like that. You have to go in and look at the niches, see which ones are saturated, see what kind of keywords we can use, and where there's room to rank on search engines, get organic traffic, and actually have this affiliate marketing work. And then the third thing is good content on your site. So we're going to move into that in a bit, but right now let's tackle the niche part. So in order to find a good niche, what I like to do is go to a website called kwfinder.com. And I bookmark this because I use it quite often, so you can do the same. But it's just kwfinder.com. It's completely free to use. I think they give you 2 to 5 free searches per day. But then if they cut you off, all you have to do is create a free account, and you can use any email address for this, and then it gives you another 2 to 5 searches for the day. And it's important to know that each search yields 15 to 30 different results completely for free, so you shouldn't have to pay for a premium membership here. Now what's important to know is small niches do a lot better than general topics. So instead of typing in something like yoga, which is very general, you could type in yoga mats. And then this will tell us everything we need to know about that industry, that niche, and if we can rank in it. Now for another example, instead of typing in shoes, you would type in basketball shoes or baseball shoes, soccer shoes, even rock climbing shoes. See how specific you can get with this? So we're gonna type in rock climbing shoes here. And then we'll leave anywhere set how that is, and we're gonna change this to whatever language we are going to be making our posts in. Whatever language your site is in, that's what you wanna put in here, because it doesn't make sense if someone can't speak the language or understand your site at all. It won't be ranking for them. So once we've put in the first niche to test, and we have our language set, we'll hit Find Keywords. And then once this loads, you'll see that you have quite a bit to work with before it starts to blur it out for a paid plan, so you should be able to use a free plan with no problem. So what we're going to look for here is not all of this information, but a couple things in particular. So the very first thing we're looking for is to make sure that the keywords that we're going to try to rank for are in the results, and we're not reading things that aren't relevant. So rock climbing shoes is exactly what we typed in. That should be your first result. That one's going to be relevant. Climbing shoes is relevant. Bouldering shoes is a different keyword. Bouldering versus climbing. So that's going to be different. So we'll disregard that. Rock shoes, probably a little bit too far. So just make sure you're getting as close to the 3 keywords or all the keywords you typed in, and you're only looking at the metrics for those ones and not ones that don't relate. So that's the first thing we're looking for. The second thing is how many searches it gets per month. So this column gives us the search volume on a monthly basis, and it's actually an average of the last 12 months broken down on a monthly basis. So it gives you a good idea. We want to make sure that it has at least over 500 searches per month, ideally over 1,000. That'll give you enough organic traffic to actually bring it to your site and make money knowing that not everyone who comes to your site is going to use the affiliate link and buy something. So rock climbing shoes has 14,000 searches per month. That's a really good number. When we come down, climbing shoes, 26,000. And then rock climbing shoes sale, 589. We could still work with that. Cheap climbing shoes, 818. So we can see that just kind of generally overall, the search volume for the keywords that are relevant are well over 1,000. So we're going to be set on traffic. So the next thing we need to look at, which is the most important, is if we're going to be able to rank there. So that's actually this column right here. And what I love about KW Finder is it gives you a color too. So you don't even really have to look at the numbers, you can just look at the colors. Ideally, you want to be 39 or below. That means that you'll likely be able to rank on the first page of Google. Now you can see that this one is a 42, so it's still possible, but it's not exactly easy. When you start going over the ones that are green, those ones are easy to rank for. So you should be able to rank on the first page, no problem. So generally what I look for is 39 or below. So when you look at your keywords, find the ones that are relevant, make sure that they have enough search volume every month, and that they are 39 or below. If it's something that's in the red or in a dark orange, you probably don't want to go with that. You want to keep searching over here until you find a niche that is generally green or below 39. Now, that's how we're going to be finding our niche. There's really not that much to this. It's just important not to skip this first step. A lot of people just go into any niche that they want to without checking to make sure that people are searching for it, and you can actually rank in it. It's not too competitive. So once you come on here, just test a few niches, make sure enough people are searching for it every month, and that it's below a 39 generally. It's not crucial, and just know that you can make multiple affiliate marketing sites. So if you find one in a week or a month from now, you don't have to delete this whole site. You can keep it and create a second one and start ranking in that niche as well. So just make sure that you're checking this before you jump into a niche. But that's all we're gonna do here. For this example, we'll go with rock climbing shoes for the niche. So now that we figured that out, we'll come back to our template on the Wix editor and we'll start to customize it for this niche. All right, so now it's time to customize this site for rock climbing. So the first thing we're gonna do is change this background image. So just click on the background strip. Make sure you're not clicking an element here, just in the background strip. And then change background strip, image. And then what I love about Wix is you can actually use free stock photos from Wix. So it's super easy to customize sites. All you do is hit free from Wix and type in what you're looking for. So we'll type in rock climbing. And as you can see, we have quite a few results right here. So super easy to do this, and we can really pick any of these. I'm gonna pick this one because it's someone rock climbing and they have shoes on, so that's kind of a perfect fit. And then we just hit change background. And give that a second to load, and just like that, we have our new background. Now sometimes you run into the common problem of you have white text and a white background or something that's lighter, so it's harder to read this. So in order to fix that, all you have to do is hit settings, and then we can actually choose the background color to be something that's dark. I'll go with this black over here. And then you just bring the opacity down to something like 60. And now you can see that you can read that white text very easily and you still have that background image. So I'll leave that how that is. And I'm just going to change this to rock climbing. Now you can set this header text to whatever you want. So if you have a name that you want for your site, like if it's rock climbing shoes now or rock climbing now, whatever it is, you can set that here. But honestly, you just want to make this header text something that's relevant to the keyword or the niche. So when someone comes to it from Google, they see that they've landed on something that is exactly what they were looking for, which is rock climbing. I might even add shoes here. So rock climbing shoes, and then everything you need in one place. Now just something simple like that, just so when someone lands here, they know that it is congruent with what they were searching for. So that's all we're gonna do here. I know that sounds very simple, but that's really all you have to do. You don't have to overcomplicate it. You just wanna make sure that when someone comes from Google searching for rock climbing shoes and they land on your website, it's congruent with what they were searching for. And then we'll scroll down here and we'll edit this paragraph right here. So these are the 3 different types of posts we're going to have on this site. So in this paragraph, we're going to explain what these 3 are. So I'm gonna put in choose a category and learn everything you need to know about rock climbing shoes. And now when people read this really quickly, they know that these are 3 categories they can click right into. If they end up scrolling past it, it'll just bring them to all of our blog posts, so it's still a win-win. So now we need to adjust these 3 buttons here. So I'm gonna click on the image, change image, and I'm going to go ahead and type in rock climbing again. And this one is reviews, so I'm just gonna pick this one here, which has another shoe in it, and we'll hit choose image. And now we have a background image of something that's related to rock climbing with the reviews on it. And we'll do the same thing over here for top lists and education. Image, change image, free from WIX, rock climbing. And I'll pick another one that has someone climbing in it with shoes on. That's perfect. And then education. So we'll change image here. Same process. And as you notice, when you start doing this, you'll get pretty quick at this. So when you come out with a new affiliate marketing site in the future for a different niche, you'll be able to go off this base template we created and make the whole site within 10-15 minutes. So I'm just gonna scroll down and see if I can find one more that has to go with kind of an education theme. Maybe I'll go with this one right here. And we'll choose image. And just like that, now all the images relate to rock climbing. So I really don't like this blue. I don't think it goes with the theme. So I'm going to hit design. And I'm gonna customize the design and go to text, and then I'm gonna change that blue to black. And I'm gonna make sure that when you hover over it, it doesn't turn blue anymore. So I'm gonna make that just a lighter gray. So when you hover over it, it goes from black to lighter gray, so you know that it is a button. So that's all we have to do there. And what I love about WIX is when I come to this one and do design, it'll give me that same option of what I just created. So I can just select that, X out, and then I can do it one more time over here. And just like that, if we were to preview it, you can see when you hover over it, it turns into a lighter gray, so you know that that is a button. So we're moving right along here. So the whole top of our site is already done, and now we just have all of our blog posts right here and the footer right here. So I'm gonna jump into the footer because the blog post is going to be the last thing that we're going to tackle. So I'll go back to editor, and I'm gonna change about me to about us. And here you can type in a general sentence or two at the maximum about what this site does. So what the purpose of this site is, and really any affiliate marketing niche site is to recommend the best products in a space. So we are here to find and recommend the best rock climbing shoes. And I just like to, in the header and the footer and things on our homepage, to just capitalize whenever you're using your keywords, because that tells Google and search engine optimization that's a little bit more important than the rest of the words that are around it. So rock climbing shoes, we are here to find and recommend the best rock climbing shoes on the market, comma, all in one easy to use website. So just like that, it's something simple. It tells people what you do and what the site is all about. And then we can just set this image right here. So I'm just gonna click on this, change image, and do the same thing as before. And free from WIX, rock climbing. And I'm gonna use this one because it shows that someone's helping someone else out, and that's exactly what we're trying to do here. We are trying to recommend the best one to help someone else out so they can make a good decision. And we'll just hit choose image. And I'm just gonna change the crop on this just to get this a little bit more centered. So I'm just gonna click that little crop button, and then we can drag it and we can put that more in the center and just hit apply, and that looks a little bit better. Okay, so just below it is this little copyright section and proudly created by WIX. I don't want the proudly created by WIX on there, so I'm going to delete that. And then once you have your domain name, then you can fill this out. So in a bit, we're going to connect the domain, and you can actually pick out what the name of that domain is going to be. Now that's going to go in here. So this is going to end up being the domain name and then just period. That's it. So you don't have to actually have an LLC for this. You don't have to have a separate entity. You just put in whatever the website domain is, and then you put the year that the website was created. So 2019, people get confused by this. They think that it has to be the current year. So every year you have to come back and change this to whatever the year is. You actually do it whenever the website was made, and then it's retroactive. So it says that we are protected by the copyright all the way back to here when we made the website. And you don't have to register a copyright here. Actually, by creating the original work, you're granted an informal copyright without having to do anything else. And we're creating the sites ourselves. So just by going through here and changing everything, it is our original work. So just know that that's how you can use this copyright down here. And once we have our domain ready, we can come back and we can put in the domain name right here. And then one more thing I want to do while we're down here is change this color. I don't like that teal there again, so I'm going to hit settings. And then I'm going to hit design and button. And then I'm going to change that color to a black. And then the border, I'm just gonna get rid of the border there. And now in my opinion, that looks a little bit better. So that's set, we don't have that blue there anymore. And then I'm gonna change this button as well. I'm gonna go to design, and I'm gonna change that color to a black as well. That'll work. And that way people can come to the bottom, and instead of having that light blue that was there before, now everything's black. It all looks good. And our footer looks good, and it'll look good on every page. So when we go to different pages, you can see that the footer still looks exactly the same. So as you saw up top here, we still have to change the color of these buttons. So we'll go back to editor, and just remember, save your progress as much as you can remember to. So we'll hit this menu, we'll hit design, And then we can change the color of the menu. So I'm just gonna hit customize design and we'll do text. And I'm gonna leave them on gray for when they're not selected. And then when someone hovers over it, I want it to turn black. And then when it is clicked, I want it to be black as well. Just like that. Okay, that should be good. So if we go back to preview, now it's gray. When you hover over it, it turns black. When you select it, it turns black as well. That looks pretty good. All right, so as you can tell, the site's coming along pretty quickly. We just have a couple more things to do here. So back to editor, let's jump into these other pages and we'll change the paragraph that's at the top. So for reviews, I'm just gonna double click this and write just one sentence about what this page is for. So I'm gonna put find the reviews on the most popular rock climbing shoes to help you make the best decision. And we'll just put an exclamation point there. So just something that's nice and simple and tells people what you do. Now this is a little bit too big of a gap for me personally, so I'm going to hit zoom out. And I'm just going to drag this up, just so it's about even. There's an even space here with an even space here. We'll X out of that, it looks a bit better. All right, now we'll just come on to the next page and do the same thing. So top lists, double click, and we'll just change this to why the top lists are important and how they're going to help people. So we've found the best rock climbing shoes and put together our top lists to help you find the best ones for you. Something, again, just as simple as that, and we're going to zoom out again. And we'll just drag this up so it's about even. And that's good. Only one more page to go. And now this is the cool one. So this is actually education. So this is a really important tool for affiliate marketing to get organic traffic to your site. This is where we're going to answer common questions that people are asking about rock climbing shoes. This gets people onto our site, and then they're likely to click on top lists or reviews or the home page, and then find all of our affiliate posts and likely hit one of the links there. So here we're going to say, find the answers to the most common questions about rock climbing and rock climbing shoes. And then we'll put an exclamation point at the end there, and we'll zoom out, and we'll just make it look pretty again. So we'll just close this gap a little bit. And that's good to go. And remember, save as often as you can, and you'll see that it just auto-saved for me there, so that's perfect. But just always double check that you are saving as you're going. Okay, we're looking really good, but now an important thing that we can't skip is we need to make sure that everything looks good on mobile. So we're just going to come back to our homepage and select the mobile right here. What I really like about Wix is you can customize your site independently how it looks on desktop and then how it looks on mobile. And that's completely independent. So if you change something on desktop, it will not affect mobile and vice versa. So you can make sure that it looks really good on someone's phone because so many people are using phones nowadays. So I'm just going to click mobile. And if you get a pop-up, you can just skip this. I'm gonna walk you through it here. And now it comes with this custom header, but I'm actually going to delete this header. So I'm gonna delete this menu. We don't need it because we don't have a logo. We don't have anything we're really using. So make that as high up as it can go. It won't go away fully. So then we're gonna click down and we're actually gonna drag this to the top. And just like that, we got rid of the header. And I'm gonna drag this down a bit. I think that nice landing page will look good. A big image for someone to land on. And then I'm just gonna click this and I'm gonna hold shift and click the one right below it. And now I can move these two together. And I just kind of wanna center them up to this image. And then I might do one more thing, and that's to make this a little bit wider, just kind of to the edges. And then I'm actually going to click on it and hit smaller and see if I can get it to fit on one line. And I'm gonna keep going in a little bit so it's not too far to the edges. Something just like that, that looks good. And then I'll drag this one out so it's on one line as well and center them both up. Make sure they're not too close and touching so it's hard to read. And then I'm just gonna click them both again and center this on that image again, just like that. So that's what someone's going to land on. It's a nice clean look on your phone, and then we can start to customize what we have down here. So again, you just wanna go through here and just kind of stretch these out to make sure that you don't have like lingering drop down words. You wanna make sure that they look nice and clean. So just by doing that, make sure that it's centered. And that's it for the first two here. We'll come down, make sure everything's looking good. We have our first post here. I think there should be a bigger gap between these three categories and the first post. So I'm going to click on this and drag it down just a bit here, just so you can tell that these are categories and then these are posts. But as you can see, the mobile site looks really good, and that's a huge benefit of Wix is they make the mobile site look just excellent. So as we keep scrolling down here, we come to the footer, we just make sure that this looks good. And as you can see, there's a pretty big gap because remember we deleted quite a bit off of here. So just scroll all the way to the bottom and click on it. And you have this little tab right here. And we'll just click and drag it until it comes all the way up. And again, we just want to format all this to make sure it looks good. So I'm just going to drag this down a bit. About Us is too far up. So that makes sense now. And I'm actually going to fit this right over on the right side. So we can do this. And that looks much better there. I'm just going to click this and then hold Shift and click the other elements so I can move them all together. And then drag this up. Just about there, make sure it's all centered. And then the last thing is we can put this right underneath, and our back to the top button we can put here as well. Now there aren't specific places that you have to put all these. You can customize it until it looks good to you, and that's what we're going to use. And again, remember just to drag this down. Don't put this all the way at the bottom because it'll make it hard to click. So just drag it down a little bit more so you have enough space for someone to click that with their thumb. So that's all we have to do here. This all looks good. And now just save it. Remember, save as often as you can. And we'll go to our other pages and make sure they look good as well. So this all looks good. All I'm going to do is maybe bring that up a little bit. That was 10 clicks. So just 10 clicks to keep in mind when we do the other ones. We can bring them up 10 clicks as well, and everything will be even. This won't change because we set that on the other page, so we're already set on the footer. We don't have to mess with that anymore. And we'll go to top lists. We'll click on this and go up 10 clicks. Easy enough. And then education. 10 clicks. And that's it for the formatting. Everything looks good. And then these blog posts will automatically format and look good as we start to make them. So let's save that. And the site is technically done now. All we have to do is start putting content on here. So what I want to do is come back to desktop and go over how we actually make this content. There is a specific way to do this, so I want to make sure that we're walking through this together and go through it step by step so you know how to do this going forward. What I'm going to do is walk through making one of these posts from start to finish, and then after you watch this tutorial, you can go back and you can start to make more. Ideally, you want to have 30 posts on the site. So you can split that up into 10 reviews, 10 top lists, 10 education. You can do 20 education and then 5 and 5. Split this up any way you like, but once you reach 30 posts on a site, Google sees your site as a full site and no longer a new site. So when you start to release new content, it'll start to be populated into Google's search engine a lot faster because you are a full site, no longer a new site. Now, if you do only make 10 posts on the site, that's fine, and you'll probably still get traffic to it, but I like to set 30 as that goal, and then once I reach 30, I consider that site more of a done site, and then I move it to the back burner. If I come up with ideas for posts in the future, I'll always come back and maybe add a post here and there, but once I've reached 30, I no longer touch the site typically. So set that as your goal. If you don't reach 30, that's no problem, but just know that that's a really good number to aim for. So now let's get into that last really important thing, number 3, and that's great content on your site. Okay, so this shouldn't take long from here on out, but the things that I'm going to cover now are extremely important. We made the site look good, everything's ready to go, but creating the content and the affiliate offers are extremely important. So anything that I say here, just take notes, feel free to pause, go back, or ask me any questions if you get a little bit confused. So the first thing we need to do is go to Amazon Associates. So I'm going to open a new tab and go there. Now you can just type this into Google and it'll bring you to their site here. And Amazon Associates is the name of Amazon's affiliate program. Now a lot of times you're going to hear people say to use ClickBank and promote those affiliate offers because they pay commissions of like $100, $200, $300. But trust me when I say start with Amazon Associates. Now even if you are getting 50,000 people to your site, using Amazon Associates can be a lot better than using something like ClickBank. Now, not to get too much into detail here, but my reasoning is on ClickBank, a lot of the times they have high commissions, but the product is not that good. So once someone comes to your site and they use your link and they purchase it, you get $100. It feels awesome. But when the product is not good, which is most of the time, one of two things is going to happen. Either they're going to get a refund and then you lose that $100 in affiliate commission, or they're never going to come to your site again and you ruin your reputation with that website visitor. Now, if you use Amazon's associate program, when someone uses your link, they go to Amazon. Amazon has a reputation to uphold and they're known for having good products. So with that being said, using Amazon for the affiliate program is an excellent decision over using something like ClickBank where the product might not be that good. Now, another added bonus is if someone clicks your Amazon affiliate link and goes to Amazon, they don't purchase the shoes, they X out of it, they go out to dinner, then they come back on anytime within 24 hours and they purchase anything on Amazon, you get an affiliate commission on that. So although when you create the link on Amazon and put it in these blog articles, that link is good forever. But when someone clicks on it, it sets a cookie on their computer. So anything they purchase in the next 24 hours after clicking that link on Amazon, you will get a commission on. So if they click your link and they don't buy anything, and then they come back the next day and they purchase a vacuum cleaner for $300, you're going to get commission on that $300 vacuum cleaner. So a lot of people using the Amazon Associates program have what I like to call accidental success, where people click their links, they don't purchase the product, but they purchase something else. And as the affiliate marketer, you're going to get paid on that anyways. So that's why I really recommend using Amazon Associates program as opposed to ClickBank. So all we have to do here is log in if you already have an account, which would be awesome. If not, you can just hit join now for free, and then it'll ask you to log into your Amazon account. If you don't have an Amazon account, you can create one. It's super simple. And then you'll go through kind of a short application for Amazon Associates. Now, something that's very important is it's going to ask for your website. So if you already have a personal website with a following, whether that's on YouTube, whether that's wherever that is, you can use that website. However, what I recommend doing is using that website that we're building right now because it looks good and Amazon's going to know this is going to be for affiliate links. That's perfect for Amazon. They're going to get traffic straight to their Amazon site for these kinds of products. So right now we really don't have a link that we can put in here. So now what we need to do is purchase the domain. And again, all of this is extremely important, so make sure you stay with me here. So purchasing the domain is the website name. That's what you see up top. Now, if you go to your Wix website that we're creating, right now it's on a free website, so they don't give us a domain that we would want to use. When you publish this, and I'm just going to do this, you can do this anytime, it doesn't really matter, it's not consequential. This is the site name, so it's this long username followed by affiliate marketing. That's not what Amazon wants to see. That doesn't look very good. So what we need to do is actually purchase a domain. You can hit upgrade now on your Wix site, and it'll bring you to the different plans. Every single paid plan allows you to connect a domain, and it even gives you the first year for free. So any of these that you choose is going to allow you to have that custom website name. Now, briefly to go over this, it doesn't matter which one you go with. You're not going to need a business or e-commerce plan, so any of the website ones is going to be fine. The combo and the unlimited are the two that I would recommend for you, especially if you're just getting started. Now, 99% of my sites are on the unlimited, and then some of them are on the business or e-commerce plan, but I never go with the combo, and that's for one reason. It only gives you 2 gigabytes of bandwidth. Now, bandwidth is how many people can be on your site at once and how fast it's going to load for them. You only get 2 gigabytes of it on the combo plan. For an extra couple dollars per month, you get unlimited bandwidth. It's going to load very quickly for however many people are on the site. That's a huge upgrade. The storage doesn't really matter. We're not putting a ton of photos on the site, so we don't have to worry about that. It comes down to the bandwidth. The faster your site loads, the higher up search engines are going to rank you, and we want to be on the first page. So I recommend the unlimited plan. The price varies depending on what kind of deal they have going on, but 17 is a great price. Anything under 20 is a great price for the unlimited. And it gives you the first year of your domain completely for free. After that, it's about 15 bucks for the domain name. So I know a lot of people will get to this point and be like, oh, well, I have to pay monthly. I'm not going to do it. Well, that's the reason that the people who do it succeed, because people get this far and they realize there's actually an expense and they won't go through with it. So all I have to say is if you're actually competing in this space, you're going to do well. So I encourage you to go with a plan. You can start with the combo if you want, or you can go with the unlimited, but I highly recommend you do it. And then it'll give you the free domain. And remember, you always have a 14-day money-back guarantee. They'll give you all your money back, no questions asked. But once you select one of these, you'll be able to pick your domain. And then once you have that domain from Wix, then you can put it in the application on Amazon, whether you've put content on this site or not. So even if you don't have any posts ready on this site, that shows Amazon that you're serious. It shows them that you're not just messing around and you want to make an account and not really do anything with it. It shows them that you're serious, you've purchased the domain, you have the real website, it's customized, it looks good. Whether you have content on it yet or not, they're going to assume that you're going to be filling out that content if you've already put in the money to make the site and you're applying for Amazon Associates. So that's what I would recommend you do, and that'll increase your chances of being accepted by Amazon Associates. So that's the first step, is you have to get accepted to Amazon Associates. Now, it should take a couple days until they get back to you and say that you're accepted. But once you're accepted, this is where everything becomes amazing. So now when you go back onto Amazon, you will have this little banner at the top that's called a site stripe. So no matter what product you're on, all you have to do is hit get a text link and it'll give you an affiliate link to that product. So now you can easily create Amazon affiliate links to send someone to Amazon. And remember, when they click on that, even if they don't buy the product and they buy something else, you will get paid a commission. So now it's time to find some products in our niche. So we're gonna type in rock climbing shoes. and see what we have available. So my biggest piece of advice here is you do not have to buy these and actually get them in your hand and wear them and use them to review them. What I like to do is go off of other people's reviews. You don't want to judge it on what the company is saying about the product because they're going to say it's amazing, it does all this, it does all that. You want to know in the reviews on Amazon what people are saying once they've received it and they've tried it, and hundreds of reviews, and then you get a general consensus. When was the last time that 100 people who reviewed a product were wrong? It doesn't typically happen. So that's the beauty of this, is you can go through here, you can find different products and read the reviews. So just basing on this, there's only 4 reviews, none, and these are all sponsored anyways. So when we come down here, we can start to see the real products that we might be promoting. So 249 reviews, and it looks like it's a 4.5 out of 5. That's going to be an excellent product to put on our site somewhere. And then when you keep scrolling through, you can find other ones, 26, 161. These are all going to be good products. So when we come back to our site here, we need to look at what kind of categories of products we have. So we have reviews, we have top lists, and then education, which isn't really going to have affiliate links in it. It's going to have more of just getting people to our site. So reviews and top lists. So first and foremost, we'll make review posts. So we'll come over here and we'll go through the products. I like to go with the ones that have the most reviews and the best reviews, and then we'll click on those. And first things first is we're going to get a text link and get a short link. There's short links and full links. Full links are just way longer, so we're going to go with short links for everything here. And then we'll just make sure that we can copy all of that. And now we have that saved. So we're gonna use this link in the post that we're about to create, and when someone clicks on that, it'll bring them right here on our affiliate link. So now that we've got that copied, we're gonna come back to our Wix website editor. So if we come up to home, and we go to blog, which is the hidden page, but what's going to be the source of all of our articles spread out through reviews and top lists. And we click in here and we do manage posts. This is where we're gonna start creating our posts. So the first thing we're gonna do is change the author name. So you want this ideally to be the domain name of your website. So if that's, for example, rock climbing shoes, now if that was the domain that we bought, then that's what we'll put as the author. But for this, I'm just gonna put rock climbing shoe expert, because I haven't bought a domain in this example. So that's good. So when it starts to show up as the author of who wrote the post, it's going to show up as that, but ideally you want it to show up as your website domain. And now we have the articles that already come pre-made as examples for this site. So all we're going to do is just delete these because we really don't need these. So just go through here and just delete all of these. Okay. Once these are all deleted, we have a clean slate to work off of here. So now we're going to come down to categories, and we're going to edit these. So remember we had eat, travel, and relax. Well, we want to edit these and change them to reviews, and category title is reviews. And then we'll save that. And then we'll change this one to top lists. And I'm just going to copy that, paste it down here. We'll save that. And the last one is education. So now when we create posts, we can set the category of what that post is, and then it'll go into that page. So when someone clicks on the review page, it'll show all the review posts. And when someone clicks on the education page, it'll show all the education posts answering questions. The same with top lists. So the categories are how we decide where that post is going to show up. If it's a review post, if it's a top list post. But this hidden blog page that we're on here that no one's going to be able to see is like the database where all of these blog posts are going to be pulled from. Okay, so now we go into actually making the post. So go to manage posts, and then we'll go to create new post. And this is where all the magic happens. So we're going to be using this as our post here. So I'm going to copy this link, come back over here, and I'm going to paste it down here just so we don't lose it. This is going to be the Amazon affiliate link that goes to this product, and the first thing I always do is just paste it in this article just so I know that I always have it as reference if I need it again. So since this is going to be the first review post, we need to start collecting some information about these shoes. So what I like to do is go to 250 customer reviews. Now we're going to find out what these shoes are really about. So what we want to do is scroll through here and spend a good 5-10 minutes collecting kind of the general consensus of people. And you'll find that people are saying the same things about the same features. So for this example, it could be that they grip really well, they're good for people with wide feet, they're really comfortable, they don't wear out easily, things like that. And that's what we're going to look for. And also look for the negatives as well. You don't want all of these review posts to be only good things. People like to see that there are negatives to products, but it could be a very small negative. Like I've had these for 3 years and they just started to wear out. Like that's a good thing. People people will like that, but you putting that honesty in your review post says a lot about you and builds that trust and credibility when someone's reading it. So what I always do is come through here and start to scroll through and see what people are saying. So it's going to take 5 to 10 minutes, but you're going to collect information about what people really think about these shoes after they've gotten them and they're leaving a review. Now, something to keep in mind is if the review seems way too good to be true, it could be a fake review. That is something that happens on Amazon. So you can't believe everything you read, but that's why we spend 5 to 10 minutes here going through looking at a lot of reviews so you don't get a skewed bias based on fake reviews. So this is where we're going to get the content for our post, and another good spot is right in these questions right here. So you can see, are these good for tree climbing? You can just add these kind of things into your post. So I'm gonna spend the next 5 to 10 minutes going through here and collecting good information and putting together a post, and then I'll check back in with you in a second and show you what I wrote about. All right guys, I'm back. It's been a few minutes now and I just finished creating the first review post for that product that we found on Amazon over here. Just taking what people were saying about it, reading all of that, and I took a screenshot of the photo here, or you can find a photo somewhere, and I took a screenshot of this photo here to use in the post, and that's what you see right up top here. And a couple important things to talk about is the first thing is this photo before I get too far, is you want to link it to your Amazon affiliate link to that product and make sure that it opens in a new tab. So if someone just clicks this photo, it'll take them to Amazon, to the product in a new tab, so they won't be thrown off your website. Your website will still be in another tab and it'll be on your Amazon affiliate link. So you got the click, you're good to go. So that's if they just click the image, which is great. So we want to make sure we have that set. This want to add a caption, that goes away once you publish it. And then the first thing I always do is get your pair on Amazon here and then put the affiliate link and make sure that when you put the link in, you highlight it all and then you make sure that it is in fact linked up and open in a new tab. So make sure that that's set. And then you basically just write about the shoe. So you can screenshot this, you can pause this video and you can use this post as a template, but it's just a short post talking about the main features and things that people were saying about the shoe. That's about it. And then at the end, get your pair on Amazon here. Again, I put that at the top and the bottom. So there's 2 calls to action. And then I always do this. I highlight the name of the shoe and then I link it to the Amazon affiliate link and again, open in a new tab. And then since this product had 4.5 stars and hundreds of reviews, that was one of the most out of all the climbing shoes, I put best climbing shoes and then I linked that to the Amazon affiliate link as well. But this is really all you have to do here. Don't overthink it. Just write out what people are saying about it. You are providing value because you're going through all the reviews, finding out what people actually say about it, and putting it into one easy to read post. This is saving people time. Instead of someone having to go onto Amazon, look through all the different shoes, and then read all of the reviews like you do, you're spending 5 to 10 minutes on each one of these and then putting down basically the summary of what people are saying. That saves people time. That's enough for people to come on here, stay on your site, read reviews of products, and then click on it, and then it costs them nothing extra. They go purchase it as they normally would, and then you get the commission. Or if they buy that $300 vacuum cleaner, you're gonna get commission as well. But that's it for the post, and then I put the title of the shoe. This is what came straight from Amazon, and I just put that title right there. And then for the image, all you have to do is just click and then decide where you want the image to be. So I just did this so it was above, it was the first thing. And then all you have to do is click an image and you can add it right there. You're not gonna wanna use the free from Wix. You're gonna wanna make sure you do a screenshot or save that image or something so someone knows that it's the same one as the one over on Amazon. But once this is ready to go, just hit post settings and hit categories and drop that in the reviews category. And then make sure you hit save. And then we'll scroll down to the bottom and publish it. Now we have our first post. It's in the reviews category. And now if we go to our blog and we go to the homepage and we scroll down, we can see our first post is right there. This image I'm probably going to recrop so it's not cutting it off like that. That's not the best look for it. But then when we go to our reviews page and we click down here on our custom feed, we go to settings and we choose our category. We can go from all posts to reviews. Bam, there it is right here on our reviews. And make sure everything's saved. We come over to top lists. All we have to do here is change this, settings, choose category. This one will be the top lists. See, we haven't made a top list one, so there's nothing there yet. Come over to education. We'll switch this one over to education. And that way, whatever category we're putting that post into, it shows up on that page. And what I love about this is the homepage is set on all posts. So it'll just have everything right on the homepage, but then if people want something specific, they can click on the tabs up top, switch that to education, and they can go to the page to find out the information that they want. Okay guys, so that's how you make the posts. There's really not that much to it. Just make sure that you're setting the category and it's going into the right page. And then something that's really important is to know the time frame. So on average, it takes about 35 weeks for a new post to get about peak traffic level. So the full amount of traffic that it's going to be receiving going forward. And technically it's about 90% of peak traffic. So within 35 weeks, you'll be at basically the full amount of traffic that that post is going to be getting. So if you make all 30 of your posts in the first week, then 34 weeks from then, your site will be at basically full traffic. So it'll take about 35 weeks for your site to be at basically maximum traffic. Now, if you release a post every week, it's about 35 weeks from after you publish that new post until it starts to get about that peak traffic from Google, Yahoo, Bing, all over. So just know that it's going to take about 35 weeks from after you publish the post until it's getting peak traffic. Now you can still get traffic and affiliate sales before that 35 weeks because people will be trickling in. You're just going to be at about your peak traffic, the most that you're going to be getting going forward at that 35 weeks. Now, a way that you can start to get traffic to your site before you're on the first page of Google and during that 35-week wait time is to be posting these articles in niche groups on Facebook. So if you type in rock climbing and join a bunch of those rock climbing groups, you can post your article or your review, or your education ones are typically the best. You post your education post just as a link in that group. Those people will appreciate it. They might have the same question. They can read your article. You're not trying to sell them anything. And then they come to your site, they find your site, maybe they go to the reviews, top lists, and then they're clicking affiliate links. So you can get your own traffic in the beginning before you're ranked at that 35-week time when you're going to be getting the organic traffic without doing anything. Now, once Google sees you as a full site and you have 30 posts or more on your site, it's about 20 to 25 weeks from when you make a new post to when it's at peak traffic. So the more posts you put on your site, the lower that time frame gets from when you post it to when it's getting peak traffic. But remember, you can always post your articles into Facebook groups and forums and other places on the internet to get your own traffic there. Just make sure you're not being spammy and you're just sending it out there to help people out and not try to get them to click on your affiliate links. So that's all we need to do here for the review style posts. For the top list posts, you typically want to do the top 5 rock climbing shoes, or the top 5 rock climbing shoes under $50, or the top 5 affordable rock climbing shoes. You can make multiple posts like that, and you're going to make it the same way as the review post, except it's going to be just a very short blurb about what the shoe is and then a list of 1 through 5. Now you can get the links directly from Amazon, and you can even get those top 5 from Amazon based on reviews. Or you can type into Google top 5 rock climbing shoes and find other people's lists and then find those products on Amazon and link them that way. So that's how you make the top lists, and feel free to get creative with it. Top 5 is typically a good number. You don't have to do 10. That's just a long list. But you can do top 5 under $50. You can do top 5 cheap. You can do top 5 best rated, then find the ones on Amazon that have the best ratings. You can sort it by best reviews and make sure that they don't only have a couple reviews, but they have a substantial amount and the best reviews. You can do top 5 rock climbing shoes under $200. See how you can get creative with that? And you only need about 5 different top lists and then 5 reviews and then maybe 20 education, or split it up however you want. If you only want to do one top list, so you can do top 5 rock climbing shoes, just do 1 and then do the rest in reviews and education. There is no specific rules that you have to follow on this, but that's the format that you will do for this. And then education, you're not going to have Amazon affiliate links in. We're not going for the sale here. We're going to get organic traffic to our site. Once they're on our site, chances are they will hit reviews, top lists, home, and they will find posts that have affiliate links in them. So what kind of questions do you answer in the education section? Well, I like to use a website called Answer the Public. So let's go over there right now. And this is a really cool site. So you type in what your niche is. So it's rock climbing shoes. And they load up all the questions that people are asking on Google, on the internet in general, about rock climbing shoes. So you can find the big ones on here, and then you can look up what those answers really are and write a post about it. It's literally that simple, but this is the way to find out what people are really asking, and then you want to make the post that poses the question and gives the answer. And remember, no affiliate links here. We're just trying to get people to our website. So the ones that have the darker green have more searches. So can rock climbing shoes get wet? That's like a perfect question, and all you have to do is look up the answer, find someone else's article, and paraphrase it. Do not plagiarize, because you can get into a lot of trouble from that. But find someone else answering the question, maybe find a few different answers, and combine it into your summary, the best answer. That's all we have to do here, and then we will start showing up in Google when someone types in, can rock climbing shoes get wet? They land on our page, chances are they're going to go to another tab and click an affiliate link to go buy some rock climbing shoes, or even to look at them and maybe buy that $300 vacuum cleaner. I'm telling you, there's a lot of commission to be made here. And typically when you hover over them, it'll tell you the search volume on it, but right now it's not working for some reason. All of these are just saying 0. So disregard it, but if you do come through here and you hover over it, it might be working for you and you can actually see the search volume of how many people are searching that per month. Now you could always just copy this and paste it into KW Finder and find out the stats on it, but just go off of the ones that are the dark green, and there's a bunch of different charts you can use here. So they all start with whatever the word is, so can, with, and then it gives you the most searched questions with our keyword. So this is going to be an excellent place for you to find education post questions and then just find the answer, write a post. It should take you no more than a half an hour to do any of these posts. Okay, so that's how we make the content on our site. And there's going to be one more section, is how we get this optimized for search engines and get it to show up in Google, Yahoo, and Bing. So that's coming up next, and that is going to be extremely important. So make sure you stick around for this. Okay guys, you made it this far. Now we need to talk about search engine optimization, how to show up in search results to get you the organic traffic to make this all work. So you know how to make the blog posts, you have the template, everything's ready to go. Now it's just going to be a matter of you doing what I'm about to explain and then making more blog posts to fill this site. That's all it takes. So if you can do that, you're all set. So remember before I was saying that WordPress was typically recommended for affiliate marketing because their SEO is better and they can get you to rank better than Wix could? Well, Wix is getting really good at search engine optimization, and they've actually made it a little bit easier than WordPress. All we have to do here is, from anywhere on your site, is you just go to settings and then get found on Google. Like, they're literally making it too easy for us. And I have multiple sites ranked on the first page of Google, so trust me when I say this really does work. Now, this is the WIX SEO Whiz is what they call it, and it's basically a survey, and it walks you through step-by-step of how to optimize your site for search engine optimization. It takes me about 15 minutes to go through this fully, and then my site is ready to go. So all you have to do is hit Start Now, and it allows you to answer the questions, input all the information for your niche, for what you want to show up for, and that's rock climbing shoes or whatever niche you're in. And then it just walks you through step by step, fill this in, copy this, paste it over there, and it just basically builds your site for you to be SEO optimized. And then the last thing it does in this survey is indexes you right to Google. And then Google sends you an email and confirms that they've received your site and they're indexing it, and all is well. It's literally so easy. They didn't used to have this on Wix, but now they do, and it really does work. So if you've stayed this far in the tutorial, you now have everything you need to succeed in affiliate marketing. My best advice is to get started as soon as possible. The sooner you get started, the sooner that 35 weeks comes into action. So with that being said, you guys should have everything you need. Feel free to reference those previous videos and use anything as a template that you might need on the site. If you guys have any questions at all about any of this, feel free to reach out anytime. I'm always checking and responding to questions, so I'm here to help you. All right, guys, so I hope you enjoyed this. I hope it's been helpful. If you have any questions, let me know, and I'll see you all in the next one.